Hello, this is Infoplay and my name is Ekenishon. Today we are dwelling and diving deep, neck deep into information communication technology. You know, of course, Infoplay is this show that gets you the high and the mighty information as well as the simplest information, as common as the salt and the sugar you use every day. We will bring any information you'd like to have, detailed information you'd like to have across to you. Today on information and communication technology, let me read this to you. Information has always played a very important part in human life. However, in the mid-20th century, the role of information increased immeasurably as a result of social progress and the vigorous development in science and technology. First, it was broadened to include information exchange not only between men and men, but also between machine and machine, as well as the exchange of signals in the animal and plant world. Today, I'm with a very important personality. His name is Matthew Miller. Matthew.
Yep. Good afternoon.
I like your name.
Thank you very much.
Matthew Miller, you are an IT expert.
Yep.
5 Microsoft certification.
Of course.
And you have Cisco certifications.
That's right.
What are you using all this for? What's all this for?
Well, that's good. Well, it is what I do.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first thing. So I had to give it my best shot.
You have to give it your best shot.
Yeah. Basically, right now I'm into tutorship.
Okay.
For the time being, but I also do a lot of consultancy, and that includes engineering and administration, definitely.
Okay.
And engineering has to do with things like connecting back-end devices so that the users can communicate. That is actually what we do.
Connecting, you just spoke Latin to me. This is what you just did now was like speaking Latin to English, to an Englishman.
In that sense, when we're dealing with, in our world, in my world, what we simply do is we make sure you communicate. We make sure the world hears you. We make sure the war that's going on in Iraq, you see it in Nigeria, at the goal. All right? Okay. We make sure you get to Yahoo. We make sure you get to Facebook. We make sure you get to UCOS. We make sure the world is a global village. So when I say things that I say or talk the way I talk, you have to understand, but I'll try to make it very simple for the out user there. I want to talk about the back-end device. In networking per se, we have 2 ranges or 2 classes of devices. What you're using there is a laptop PC,
right.
But we don't call it laptop PC. We call it a user device.
Okay.
This PC can communicate because you have an access point somewhere. That is a back-end device. So that is what I'm trying to talk about. We don't deal with the user PC. We deal with the back-end device, making sure this PC can communicate.
What do you call this?
That's an handheld.
So for you, what it is, the actual name is not, important
we don't
to you.
Go by the names.
So
we don't go by the names.
It's
right?
either handheld, it's PC, whatever.
So
front end users should deal with
and
that.
Back end. That should be for the consumer, as they say in business. We make sure they get satisfied.
Okay.
That is what we do.
Now tell us, we're going to be coming into the detail of what you do.
All right.
But let's look at Nigeria.
Okay.
The African region, but Nigeria. This is where we are right now. Okay. We're in Lagos. Now, how are we doing? Behind stage, you said people go to school to study computer science, and you said that is absurd.
It's not feasible. It's not feasible.
Okay.
You can't have it.
You can't have it.
You can't
but
have it.
But people have BSc computer science.
I do have BSc computer. I was given. You can't have it. Coming into, we'll talk from the point of application.
Okay.
I'm not a lecturer from the university that just believes he knows what he's talking about.
Okay.
I deal with persons from the point of application. You can't have a BSc computer science. It's a whole burden. Computer science.
But people have it.
They have it. That is why they don't have jobs. That's the first thing. Government wants to tackle unemployment. You have to tackle it from you go back to the basics.
And that is why they don't have school.
Yeah, you go back to the schools. Now, let you just go back to the drawing board. What is computer science? It's a very big umbrella. It covers engineering, covers programming, covers web design, come on, one person can't have that. When you're going abroad to study, right? They'll tell you, are you coming in for computer games and computing?
Okay.
Are you coming for BSc web development? Are you coming for BSc? We have even up to graphics. But here they will just give you, they'll pack everything and tell you computer science. And it becomes a burden because nobody out there wants to employ a computer scientist. When you go in for a job, they call you for either as a programmer, as an engineer, or as a web. Now, what are you? You're giving us a computer science degree. Now, what can you do? That's what they want to know. And so that is what the country, the government, those that fashioned our system, failed to look at.
Okay.
That is why they had to go back to the drawing board to look at, because that thing is a whole, but I have it. That's why I can say it.
You're a graduate of
computer science. You can't do nothing with it. Unlike business, you can't do nothing with it. Serious. You can't do nothing with it. It's just a whole bunch. Mess.
Bunch of nothing.
Mess.
So you have this, just an idea here. You have idea about this.
Come to think about it. They even taught us about administration in computer science. They taught about business. We talked about psychology to some point. And it's like, though it helped, it tends to build you as a round person, but you are not a professional in anywhere.
Okay.
And the major aim of going to school is to become a professional in this particular field.
Full 4 years of studying.
I call it full 4 years of wastage. That's what I call it. Because you go there, you waste the full 4 years learning everything and knowing nothing. That is it. That is it.
So what's the solution?
Well, from my point of view, with all the experience I've had in the industry, it's a matter of letting the government coming down to see that it's a problem in the first place.
Okay.
You want to solve a problem, you have to kill it from the roots. The cause is not the effect. When you're killing the effect, then that problem always comes again with another name.
Okay.
Now it's unemployment. Tomorrow it becomes terrorism. Right?
Okay.
It becomes another thing again, all right? Now, why not go back to the drawing board? If someone wants to study, you look at his flair. Now, it goes back to counseling. When I was coming up, they used to say that they have counseling units in the universities. But now, we no longer have it. A child just leaves secondary school. The next thing he wants to study engineering because he likes an engineer on the street.
Okay.
Now, the next thing is, does he even know what branch of engineering or what branches engineering has to offer? Which engineer do you like? The one that wears cap. Which cap he wears on hat? Which hat? All right? That now becomes a problem. He has to be talked to. They have to be guided. But our parents don't have the time because of the nature of the Nigerian environment. The time is not there. So they leave it all to the kids to decide. And they decide wrongly. Now,
you talking about studying, schooling, and now your formative years are those years, primary school and some part of secondary school. Now, if you look at some of the people who are great around the computing environment, the IT and all of that, they started quite early. What can we do to help young people start really early? What can be done, really?
All right. I always say you go back to the drawing board, get to their curriculum.
Okay.
Introduce IT. Let it be pragmatic. It shouldn't be theoretical. We are talking about introducing pragmatic IT.
Because the world now, at this point runs on information.
Definitely. Everything. Your information is useless when it doesn't get to the next man.
Okay.
It is not information. We as computer scientists, we call it data at that point. Because before it becomes information, it has to get to where it is supposed to get to.
Right.
Now, it becomes easier when you use these things. Life can be simple and life can be very hard. It depends on, between you and the end person, what is in between. What do you know? You want to go abroad now, you want to start running from Nigeria to UK. Please go ahead. If you can, go ahead. If you can, you might get there when the guy that took a flight has gone there, come back, maybe he has gone to 6 other countries before you even get there. That is if you can. All right? Mm-hmm.
Thank you for staying with us. Do go to our page on UCAS, like us and follow us on UCAS, and be informed, take care of yourself, and be in charge of yourself online and on the internet. I'll see you next time.